Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? So this month, we have a really big fight. While Gervonta Tank Davis versus Ryan Garcia was the biggest event of the year so far, Devin Haney versus Lomachenko will be one of the most significant fights of the year. We all know the way old media was praising Lomachenko. They was calling him pound for pound the best fighter in the world, over fighters like Crawford and even Andre Ward. ESPN's Dan Rafael at the time, he even implied that Lomachenko would beat Floyd Mayweather at lightweight. And of course, Bob Arum, he said that Lomachenko was greater than Ali, Sugar Ray Leonard, and Floyd Mayweather. This is who Devin Haney is fighting this month. This is also why I always tell you guys a microphone and a camera is the most dangerous weapon in the world, because every single thing that old media has said about Lomachenko, they cannot take it back. It's already been documented. But now that Lomachenko is fighting someone that old media feels is actually better than Lomachenko deep down, they're already trying to make excuses just in case Lomachenko loses to Devin Haney, which is their way of saying they believe Devin Haney is a better fighter without actually saying it and giving Devin the credit. But there's one member of old media in particular that actually believes that Lomachenko is going to win this fight, and that's Tim Bradley.
Versus Loma, to be honest with you, I got Lomachenko in that fight. Devin Haney, how he's gonna keep Loma up off of him? And that's the thing. See, Devin Haney's a great boxer. He's great. He's long. Yeah, he knows how to get distance, but he still makes some mistakes. Keeps his head on that center line, and that started left hand tonight, right? Well, Devin Haney will be eating a lot of those left hands coming from Lomachenko right down the middle. You saw Diaz land them left hands down the middle. You know, there's a little lack in his defense, right, with defense that he uses, which is kind of like a Philly shell. Yeah. He tries to use a Philly shell. He blocks the wrong way. He keeps his head on the center line a lot of times. He's sitting directly in front of guys. Loma like when guys sit in front of him.
Okay, so that's what Tim Bradley said after the Devin Haney versus Jojo Diaz fight. This is what he just recently said a couple days ago on ESPN.
Oh, yes. Very underestimated. You know, you got to understand that Lomachenko, when he has a subpar performance, he usually comes back with vengeance. You know, when he lost, I believe it was to Salido, he came back and he dominated Gary Russell Jr. Think about that. Then when he had a subpar performance against Teo, who did he come back? He dominated Nakatani. You know, he had a subpar performance against Ortiz. He's going to come back in, I'm telling you right now, Lomachenko fashion. He's going to look to expose Haney. And I think he's going to try to expose him late. And here's why. Haney, great mid-range to outside fight.
Yes.
Great. Fast hands, long arms, great jab, great counterpuncher. But where he lacks is inside. And typically when you get inside or you pass that threshold on Haney, he looks to tie up. Well, Lomachenko, he knows how to break tie-ups. That's why you're already hearing Haney and his side saying, oh, he's a dirty fighter. He's a dirty fighter on the inside, because they know that they're going to attempt to tie him up, and Lomachenko's not going to allow him to do that. Now, another thing that if you look and watch him against Jojo Diaz, Jojo Diaz was able to close that gap within 4 rounds. Lomachenko, if he starts fast with this in and out movement and with his quick reflexes and straight punches, he's going to be able to get in the inside a lot quicker than Jojo Diaz, and he's going to be able to rain havoc on Devin Haney.
Now, I disagree with Tim Bradley when he says that Lomachenko is an inside fighter and Devin Haney is not. Devin Haney, he can definitely fight on the inside. That's kind of what makes him special, because he has long arms. But while he has long arms, he can also fight on the inside, which is what makes him a very talented fighter, because usually fighters that have long arms, they're not comfortable fighting on the inside. We've seen in stretches of the Jojo Diaz fight and also the second George Kambosos fight, Devin Haney, he went into the high guard and he started to fight on the inside. Lomachenko, on the other hand, he's not an inside fighter at all. In fact, when Jermaine Ortiz was fighting against Lomachenko, he had most of his success when he stood his ground and he bumped shoulders up against Lomachenko and fought him on the inside. He was backing Lomachenko up and making him uncomfortable. Lomachenko was more comfortable in the Ortiz fight when Ortiz started to move around the ring. He started to move around the ring, which gave Lomachenko more distance to punch. And Jermaine Ortiz, he was moving around the ring with no purpose. You have some fighters They use foot movement as a science. They use foot movement to set up traps. Ortiz seemed like he was just moving around trying to figure out what he was going to do next. And I attribute that to his inexperience. Now, where I agree with Tim Bradley is Lomachenko is very strong in the clinch. Whenever someone tries to hold Lomachenko, Loma, he fights out of the clinch. And he'll try to embarrass his opponent. He'll try to make his opponent look bad when they do clinch him by putting his hands down or, just make it very clear to the referee and to the crowd that this guy is trying to hold while I'm trying to fight. Loma is really good at doing that. Loma is also good at applying this type of mental pressure where he's not even throwing punches, but he's applying so much pressure on you that it starts to mentally fatigue and exhaust some of his opponents in the later rounds. And this is the reason why Lomachenko usually looks much better in the second half of the fight, in the championship rounds. Not to mention Lomachenko is extremely accurate and he doesn't waste any punches. And this is the reason why I've told you guys, when it comes to the three big significant fights, Gervonta versus Ryan Garcia, Stephen Fulton versus Inoue, and Devin Haney versus Lomachenko, I believe Devin has the toughest assignment because Lomachenko is far more skilled than a Ryan Garcia or a Naoya Inoue. But all of those Lomachenko attributes that I mentioned, Devin Haney is fully aware of. They've been really studying him. You could just tell by the way Devin Haney breaks down the Lomachenko fight, because he did talk about Lomachenko fighting in the clinch and trying to make it a rough or dirty fight. But he said no matter what he does, it's not going to be enough. We're going to see this month. This is going to be a really good fight. I'm really looking forward to seeing this fight. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and leave you this clip of what Devin Haney said about this in particular. That's all I got for now, guys. I'm on to the next one.
What do you think is the most challenging thing about Lomachenko's style?
He has experience, pretty general shit. I know he's training for a dirty fight, a scrappy fight. He wants to, get in and get as dirty as possible on the clinch. That's what I've heard that he's training for. So we're just preparing for whatever he brings to the table. But we know the type of fight that he wants.
All right, now check this out, guys. If you're looking to repair eczema scars, burns and bruises, dark spots and blemishes, fever blisters, diabetic ulcers, this right here is the perfect product for you guys. It's called Lo-Diki Face and Body Oil. Athletes and top-ranking boxers, they're also using it after training to reduce swelling, inflammation, and to ease the pain. So get yours today. Go to lodiki.com, like them on Facebook, and follow them on Instagram. Let me tell you guys about Issa Israel Law Firm. It is a full-service legal practice based in Denver, Colorado, an emerging hub for combat sports and high-altitude training. If you're a fighter inside or outside of the ring and you need a law firm you can trust to fight for you, visit thefighterfirm.com or email help@iilawfirm.com. Legal representation is usually limited to plaintiffs or defendants in Colorado, but iFirm can help anyone in the world with trademarking their business name, logos, and U.S. immigration issues. This brother has been my attorney for a while and helped guide me through all kinds of business and civil issues, so make sure you guys go to thefighterfirm.com.